middle finger up in this bitch. ATL, St. Louis, Alabama, Chicago, the Carolinas, DC, Bay Area, Miami, New York, Vegas, Texas. Y'all niggas can't fuck up my niggas home. 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 Motherfuck that nigga, motherfuck that bitch. 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 Y'all niggas more flexing that, flaunting that.
Yeah, no, man. You already know exactly what time it is. We are back here to serve some more Game on the Ground from Hungry House. We just got the pound and ready for the next round. So with that being said, man, oh my gosh, my damn phone just fell. With that being said, man, make sure y'all grab your snacks, your drinks, your weed, whatever the fuck the case may be. We're gonna jump into this bitch, man. We're gonna be checking out what your boy Truth Is said about Drake. Now we all know this dude be saying bullshit, but I watch it for content purposes. What it do? Because it makes me laugh. Just hearing people just sit there and say the shit that we already know about like the industry and all that, and the elites, whatever the case may be. It makes me laugh. It brings entertainment to me knowing that people are just now getting what we've been known for a long ass time. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into this B and that. So let me go ahead and get this shit pulled up real quick. But yeah, man. Okay, so we got that. Let me go ahead and boom, just like that. So with that being said, man, let's jump into this B and H. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
In the last few days, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been engaged in an all-out battle. The two have been going back and forth, dropping song after song, dissing each other. Fans are shocked at how these two rappers have been able to drop songs responding to each other just hours apart. This beef between Drake and Kendrick has managed to bring more life to hip-hop that was in dire need of a big moment just like this. During this beef, both sides have taken shots at each other, but one of the claims that Kendrick made about Drake in one of the diss songs has everyone talking. These claims made against Drake might just tarnish his reputation forever. But the question is, are these allegations real? Is Drake really into girls that are under 18? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the allegations Kendrick Lamar made about Drake. The new wedding moments in the last 5 years of hip-hop. Fans are examining every lyric of these diss songs to determine who will be crowned the victor. Will Drake put Kendrick back in his place, or will Kendrick slay the dragon and become the new king of hip-hop? While this rap beef started with light jabs, now it appears that things are escalating to insulting each other. Drake accused Kendrick Lamar of allegedly putting his hands on his wife, while Kendrick made more severe claims about Drake, claiming that Drake is not only an awful person, but that he is also a terrible father who is hiding another child, and this time it's a daughter. While these insults might have made Drake a bit mad, it wasn't as bad as the most damaging allegations Kendrick would go on to make about him. During one of the diss songs, Kendrick goes on to
So first off, we already know that that was a bait that Drake set for Kendrick to take it, and he took it. He failed. The whole hidden daughter thing. Drake came out and said himself in one of his songs, his most recent, I think it was his most recent diss song, that it was bait, that it wasn't real, that anything that he said or anything that people said about him as far as, you know, the bullshit like this, he would take it and run with it because you know, he's trying to destroy him so bad. So he's just looking for any type of ammunition to use to aim at him. And he took it, bro. He fell for it. That's 100% facts.
Claim that Drake is a P-word, claiming that Drake is into girls that are under the age of 18. In Kendrick's diss song, Not Like Us, he can be heard rapping these lines aimed at Drake. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any girl that likes to talk to him and they're in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. In another line, he calls him a certified P-word and also calls out one of Drake's OVO members, Baca, referring to Baca's prior arrest of SAing a woman and trafficking them. Baca was arrested in 2015 and pleaded guilty to SA charges. When he was released, Drake would sign him to OVO in 2017, even though he had been in prison for said charges. After Kendrick made these allegations, the internet exploded. People are now looking at Drake differently, wondering if he was behaving inappropriately behind the scenes the entire time. While the world is shocked that Kendrick made these allegations, many people on the internet aren't really at all surprised. The reason is that these allegations made against Drake aren't at all new. I actually exposed these very same allegations about Drake seemingly being into young girls throughout his career, almost 3 years ago now. Drake has actually been caught several times in questionable relationships with very young girls. Drake's questionable behavior with young girls goes back to the very beginning of his career when he first got in the game. For example, all the way back in 2010, Drake did one of the most questionable and inappropriate things he can do, especially considering the allegations Kendrick just made. In this video from an old Drake performance, we can see the Six God bring up a 17-year-old girl on stage, then proceed to kiss on her and grind on her even after asking her about her age. When she told him she was 17, Drake responded with, "I can't go to jail yet, man. Why do you look like that? You thick. Look at all this."
Y'all gonna have me getting carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you? Oh, that's sad. I can't go to jail yet, man. 17? Why do you look like that? You dick. Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. I just want to thank you.
As you saw for yourself, Drake not only confirms that she is 17 and he can go to jail for messing with her, but he still proceeds to flirt with her and even kiss her after the fact. This video alone seems to confirm what Kendrick said in that diss song and what many of us have been saying for years. Drake seems to be into young girls. He himself made that pretty clear in this video. Drake has continued with this inappropriate behavior until this very day. In 2018, it was reported that Drake was dating an 18-year-old model by the name of Bella Harris. He was 31 at the time. Now, I know 18 is a legal age of consent, but he was reportedly hanging out with her when she was only 16. Putting two and two together, it is safe to assume that he was more.
Y'all heard that? Reportedly hanging out with her while she was 16. Reportedly. Reportedly. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's false. It means reportedly, which means there's no receipts for that. And this is what I'm saying, man. Everybody always jump to conclusions. Everybody always jumps to conclusions, especially when it's about somebody that they don't like. And it's a damn shame, bro, because everybody always wants so bad for somebody to be this or somebody to be that, when a lot of times it probably ain't even true. You know, that's why there's so much bullshit going on with a lot of people right now. Because all it takes is one person to make up some fake ass allegations, and next thing you know, they facing all types of different bullshit. I mean, look at your boy Josh Giddey, look at your boy Johnny Depp, what he went through. I mean, just look at your boy T-Man Trump, what he going through right now. All it takes is one person to make allegations about. I mean, and look at the top G's, man. Look at what they're going through. All it takes is one person to make up some bullshit allegations for you to start going through some shit that you shouldn't even be going through because it ain't real. You know, everybody always jump to conclusions.
Most likely attracted to her while she was still 16, and who knows what he could have done with her in private while hanging out with her at that age. This has led many people to assume that Drake was grooming the teen in order to hook up with her once she turned 18. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Drake had been messing with her since she was 16. It is also believed that Drake dated Hailey Baldwin, now known as Hailey Bieber, when she was only 19 and he was 29. Again, he seemed to have befriended her and started hanging out with her when she was only 14 years old though, raising the question, what was Drake?
Where is the receipts? That's the only question I ask. Where are the receipts?
Drake doing hanging out with a 14-year-old girl as a grown man? Drake was also caught messaging Millie Bobby Brown, who was the child star from Stranger Things and was only 14 at the time. She told an interviewer that she loves Drake and that they text frequently. She said Drake contacted her just the other day, telling her how much he missed her. Honestly, to me it's pretty clear what Drake is into. All of this behavior paints a vivid picture that Drake shouldn't be trusted around young girls, as he clearly likes them young. I find it interesting because we know Drake himself was a child actor. If you have seen the Quiet on Set docuseries recently released, you would know that many child actors were taken advantage of in the industry. We recently saw Nickelodeon actor Drake Bell come out and expose a man working in Hollywood for taking advantage of him when he was a teenager. Drake Bell himself then went on to get accused and pleaded guilty to messaging a girl under 18. I believe Hollywood turned these kids into monsters, and Drake, before he was a rapper, was an actor in that industry full of sick people. After seeing this, Kendrick's claims about Drake being a P-word seem pretty much validated to me. I wouldn't allow Drake to watch My Little Sister, that's for sure. Would you? Now, I already see some of you in the comments saying, but wait, Truth, didn't you say this beef was fake? You said the Drake and Kendrick beef was all for publicity to save hip-hop. Now you're saying Kendrick is really exposing Drake? Make it make sense, Truth. Well, this beef is definitely 100% staged. It's beef created by the record labels. I haven't changed my stance on that at all. In fact, I actually found more proof proving it's all fake beef that I will get into more in a bit. So you may be asking, why is Kendrick exposing Drake about something so serious if this is fake beef? Well, what did Kendrick really expose that wasn't already known and said for years? Those who spend a lot of time on the internet and are into hip-hop have heard rumors that Drake is into young girls. This has been circulating for years now. Literally a few months back when Drake dropped his album For All the Dogs, Joe Budden called them out for the same thing. Everything else Kendrick said about Drake, everyone else pretty much knew. Pusha T pretty much exposed the fact that Drake wasn't the best dad already a long time ago. The whole exposing Drake having a daughter has also been reported to be fake. Even the way that diss songs are coming out right after each other seems suspicious to me, clearly indicating that these beef songs were already made and prepared for this moment. I actually wanted to get deeper into the beef and look into the technical side of all of this, and what I found out only proves my point even further. I decided to look into what labels Drake and Kendrick Lamar was signed to, and what I found only further confirms my point. In order to understand my findings, you must first understand how the record label pyramid works. In the music industry, there's only 3 major record labels: Warner Music Group, Sony Records, and Universal Music Group. These 3 labels are considered the only 3 major labels. These major labels then own independent labels like Def Jam, Republic Records, and Interscope. So in reality, even though there are many independent labels, they are all owned by one of these 3 labels. This means these 3 major labels own all the mainstream music that is coming out. Now, Drake is signed directly to the major label Universal Music Group. In 2022, Drake had re-signed with them for a whopping $400 million deal. Let's look at who Kendrick Lamar is signed to. When we look it up, we discover that Kendrick is signed to his own label called PG Lane that is partnered with Interscope Records. Now, looking up Interscope Records, it just so happens to be owned by no other than Universal Music Group, the exact same label Drake is signed to. Drake and Kendrick are literal label brothers. In fact, it's not just Drake and Kendrick that are signed to Universal, as everyone else in this beef except for A$AP Rocky is signed to Universal. Metro Boomin's Boominati record label is distributed through Republic Records, which, you guessed it, is owned by UMG. Same thing with The Weeknd. The Weeknd is also signed to Republic Records. Now, let's look at Rick Ross. Rick Ross was signed to Def Jam Records until 2023, and Def Jam is owned by Universal Music Group. Now, Rick Ross is currently signed to Gamma Records that is owned by Larry Jackson, a very good friend of Drake. Drake actually shouted out Larry Jackson in one of his songs because Larry Jackson was the one in charge of his Apple Music deal. Even DJ Academics is connected to UMG as he is signed directly to Elliot Grange, the son of Lucian Grange, who's the boss over at UMG. AK has been the main person hyping the beef up, and he has been the one with the insider knowledge. It's because he's a part of the whole stunt, and the record labels are using him to hype this beef up. All of these guys just so happen to be signed to the same record label. This beef from both sides is benefiting the very same group of people. That is not a coincidence, but instead, clear as day evidence proving this entire beef was set up by the labels. Most people don't understand the behind the scenes in the music industry.
It could be set up or it could be fake. Either way it goes. The beef itself is entertaining. It is. And if it is set up, that's all that it's really set up for is entertainment. So whether the beef is real or fake really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's very interesting to see who can be the better rapper, both lyrically and rap battle wise. And this is the stuff that we've been missing out of the fucking rap industry or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is stuff that we've been missing. It's people in competition with each other to see who's better. As long as it stays on the track. If it stays on the track, it's cool. When it spills out in the real into the real world, that's when it becomes an issue. But yeah, man. That's the end of this stream. I might come back with another one later on. I might not. It depends on what all else I got to do tonight. With that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and end this right here. Y'all already seen it. It's pretty much just shit that we already know. And yeah, man, there's a storm that's coming through. I see my lights keep flickering. I don't know if my electricity will go out or not. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is. And with that being said, man, make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, mummies, aunties, grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. I might be back, I might not. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and get this outro pulled up so y'all can hear Nate Diaz tell y'all to go fuck yourselves.
Hey, with a fun tour, going out here and all this shit, all over fucking USA, and I'm done with all this shit. I'm cool off all this fucking talking shit. I got a whole team to represent. I don't want to do none of this. I never did want to do any of it. Fuck this nigga and fuck his team, bro. I'm out. I gotta go. Square up with yourself, motherfucker.